Hey everyone, I'm giving you a video overview of the syllabus. You can find the syllabus posted on the course site, of course, and I encourage you to access it, download it, print it, whatever you need to do. Make sure you review through it carefully, but I do want to hit a few highlights of it just for your convenience here. So I probably should be doing this on something where I can share the screen with you and do it that way, but I've just got a printed copy in my hand. So I'll just ask you to follow along on your own copy and I'll describe for you where I'm at. So on page one of the syllabus, the first thing you'll see there is a link to the textbook. That's the history, U.S. history course book that we'll be using for the course. I do encourage you to give attention, careful attention to the reading each week. In order to get the most out of this course that you can, you need to do the reading. I know it's tempting sometimes to skimp on that and just kind of do assignments and so on. I mean, I can usually tell if you're skimping and not actually engaging in the reading, and so I want you to do that. I have other assignments and some other resources, things for you to watch and listen to and read that will add to the course, but the basic structure of the course follows that which is provided by the course text and the reading. So each week there'll be a chapter or two assigned. It's not difficult reading, and I think you'll find it quite engaging. And it will be the basis for your weekly online discussions in Canvas. And I don't post questions. The chapters in the book have questions at the end. So there's several of them typically, and I'll just encourage you to pick one that you want to engage with and indicate which one you're posting your initial comment in response to, and just give your own thoughts on that question. And at least when we get to this on the syllabus, you'll also post at least three other times in response to comments or posts of others in the course, including myself, because I'll weigh in from time to time as well. Again, that'll be the basis for your online discussions. Just I'm going to go ahead and read the course description. You can read it yourself, but I want to read it and then comment on it. It says here, the aim of this course is to understand and evaluate important developments in the history of the United States during the 20th century. This course will give attention to the influence of selected events, trends, and key personalities in politics, religion, popular culture, and technology, and to their influence and application to the shape of our society today. So, the first thing I want to say is just that while this is a history course and much of the structure and the content is provided by the readings, um, it's not just about wars and presidents and politics. Sometimes people think that that's all history consists of. In my view, as a student of history, I believe also that it includes something of the stuff of daily life. Um, and so, for that reason, I've included some other resources in the course that reflect like um, clothing and fashions as it evolved throughout the 20th century. A couple of resources on the kinds of food people like to eat in different decades or eras of the 20th century. Music. Nearly every week, I'll post a song or two or three that reflects something of the popular music of that period of time. And I think you're especially going to enjoy those additional resources. So make sure that you access them, read or watch whatever I've posted, and that will be the basis for your what I call general participation. So there's your online engagement in the regular discussion forums in response to the chapters in the reading. And then what I call general participation, I do assign some points there because I can see if you've opened and accessed these resources each week. So I encourage you to access them, read them, or view them. Most cases they're short, like the length of a song or something. I just want you to get some flavor and texture of the life of Americans in the 20th century through things like popular culture as well. And if you access those, I'll give you the participation points for that week. It's only like 10 points a week, which doesn't sound like much out of 600 for the course, but added together, it amounts to more than one full grade for the course. So make sure you're doing them uh, and engaging with everything that I've provided in the course, because it's not just reading and posting. This course involves some other stuff that I think that you'll find enjoyable. The other thing that I would say about the course description is that this is a course in the history of America in the 20th century. It's not my purpose to focus on current events, current politics, that sort of thing. So I don't want us to get distracted on that, as tempting as that may sometimes be. I want you to be able to make your own connections to the present. That's why understanding the past is important. But those will be your connections, many of which you might sum up in your summary essay at the end. But most of the time, I'm going to want to have us keep to the questions at hand, to the reading and the time period that we're discussing, and not get distracted by other current events and politics. I recognize that in any course, there's probably a variety of points of view on those things, and I'm just going to try to do my best to keep us focused on the course matter, which is, in fact, 20th century U.S. history. I will encourage you to read through the course goals on your own. I don't need to go over those as such. But the course requirements, I'm just going to speak to each assignment. I've already mentioned the general participation. I'm on page 2 right now, how you gain points for that. And then the online discussion forums, those are, you can earn 25 points a week that way. So your first post, your initial posting is should be a little bit more substantive, because that's your own response to that week's question. And that's worth 10 points. And then I want you to, in order to earn all 25 points, post at least 3 other times in response to comments or posts of others. So you can get 5 points for each of those, assuming that they're thoughtfully done. So it's in my estimation as to whether you earn all 5 points or 10 points. But I want you to engage robustly and insightfully in the course content. And so that's how you'll earn your points for online discussion forum. Some of the other assignments, the written assignments, include the very first one is a fun one. It's a film review where I want you to choose from the list that I provide a Hollywood-style popular film that's based on or reflects a historical event, time period, or personality. And I say, please choose from my list. You can ask permission for another one, and I may give it, because the list isn't comprehensive. It doesn't include every possible thing, but it includes a variety of Hollywood-style films that I think are helpful to engage with as reflecting part of the course. Keep in mind that the way Hollywood presents a historical circumstance doesn't necessarily mean that it's accurate or commendable in every way, but sometimes it's helpful just to see how different points of view in our culture, especially something like Hollywood, interprets or presents historical information. So that's part of your skill that I want you to develop, is some facility with how to evaluate historical information when you find it in other venues, such as a movie. So that'll be your first written assignment. The second one is, and it indicates in the syllabus and the modules which weeks these are due in. The second one is the influential person summary. And again, choose from my list. But if you have someone that's not on the list that you'd really like to do, ask me about it first. Don't just go off the grid on your own. Ask me, and I may give permission. But uh, see if you can choose from my list, because I've included a diverse selection of people to choose from. Ethnic diversity. There are men and women on the list. There are people who've contributed in the sciences, the arts, architects, and all kinds of people that industrialists that have helped to make the 20th century what it is and laid the foundation in many ways for the 21st century. So it's a fairly short assignment, 750 words. I want you to be concise in the backdrop, but make some connections of your own in terms of what that person's influence is. Don't just tell about, in 750 words their life, but quickly summarize that and get to the point of analysis and insight. And so that's the influential person summary. Then there's another film review, due, I forget which week, a little later on, that is not a Hollywood style film, but a documentary style film. And again, I want you to choose from my list as much as possible. And if you have something else, ask me for permission. But if you start from the list, I think you'll find plenty of subject matter that is compelling to you. And a documentary film is typically different than Hollywood film, which is, at least in large part, for entertainment. Documentary film, if it's done well, is for information. It may be entertaining, but it's primarily to convey information through film media. And so, in that sense, the filmmaker's responsibility is a little bit greater to present historical information accurately and fairly as possible. So, evaluate that as part of your critique. And let's see, I'll go over these as we get to them each week, but this is just a kind of a summary. And then the last written assignment is the summary essay near the end of the course. That's a 1,000 to 1,200 word essay where you summarize your primary takeaways from the course. And that's where I want to know what you've gained from it and why, and analyze the ways that 20th century U.S. history has shaped contemporary life and politics and religion, culture, and so on. So I'll be looking for that, but you don't need to worry too much about that one yet. It'll be weeks before we get there, but I'll give you some more information by the time we reach that point. All right, so that's my little summary narrative of your syllabus. Hope you find that helpful. Do let me know if you have any questions. Email me, or if it's a general question, you can post it in the forum that I've created for asking questions of the instructor, because other people may have the same question. All right, so thanks a lot.